that like a really okay with love. We gotta have a little reality check real quick. You gotta just be the best you can be, not anybody else. It's only you at the end of the day.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to a Tribe Tea. It's Halloween edition, by the way. If you don't know oh my God, if you do not know who I am, my name is Naja, aka the Voodoo Child, and this is live, as you can just see. I do have my live chat here. Shout out to all of you guys. So I am going to say the elephant in the room, okay? We have gotten the opportunity to have Tribe Tea hosted on Twitch. So everyone you are seeing in this chat on the screen is on Twitch. If you would like to be on the chat that will be on the screen, you will have to go on Twitch, okay? I have my filming schedule to be doing lives 3 times a week now. Okay, so you're gonna get 3 times as many Tribe Teas. So if you love this segment, I highly advise going over to Twitch and being in the chat. But if this is an easier time for you to watch, I still have it live on YouTube as well. Sure, it's not like a dual stream situation, but I kind of like it better that way, you know? So today's stream, because it is October, y'all know this is my favorite, one of my favorite times of the year. I am a spring baby, but I love October so much. Like, all of my siblings and cousins are born in October. Like, it's just a really fun time. I love the spooky season. I love scary movies. I love getting dressed up. Like, I just love the spooky season. And obviously, my name is the Voodoo Child. I come from Caribbean descent. I love all types of spooky, spiritual, all of that. I'm not practicing, but I do have an interest, you know. So I love this time of year when you guys send me in specifically scary stories of your experiences, your weird experiences. And I have a few today. Yes, I love pumpkin smells too. I love pumpkin. I love ginger, like ginger cinnamon mixed together. I love it so much. It just puts me in the mood, you know. It just does it for me. I don't know. But we have 4 stories today. The first one is Spooky Season, Falsely Accused and Tortured by a Demon. That is where the title is from. That is nothing to laugh about, but okay. The second one, Girl, I Don't Even Know. Late night spooky story. Okay. They don't even know how to even go about this. The second one, the third one is called let's say they ate some brownies. Y'all can do with that what you will. Let's just say they ate some brownies and almost got possessed. I have heard, you know, theories that when you do certain substances, it does either heighten you to a spiritual plane or it makes you so inebriated that you're vulnerable for certain entities to take over your body. Hey. Look, I'm just very open-minded, okay? I don't knock anybody's beliefs. I think it's all very interesting. I really do. And the last one is just gonna be, it's just called Spooky Story, okay? So I'm gonna get into it because all of these are very long. That's another thing. Like on Twitch, I could read like these long stories and stuff, whereas on YouTube, I'm a little bit more limited. Like, all these are pretty long. So if you got any popcorn, candy corn, you got you a little hot chocolate. It's actually getting kind of cold, right? Like, what's going on here? I know I'm dressed like this, but it's because my house is warm. Like, even in Florida, it's a little brisk, you know? Get something. Get you a little pumpkin spice something. Get you a ice spice munch coffee. I don't know. Get you something, though. But let's get into this first one. This first one is actually somebody who has been on this podcast before. Like, they have been in the chat before. Hopefully they're in the chat on YouTube. They're super cool, and hopefully I can get them on the chat over here. But yeah, this one is Falsely Accused and Tortured by a Demon. Okay. Child, I'm scared. Hey, Naja and Tribe. Hope all is well. I am a 96 baby and a Sagittarius. Shout out to all the Sages out there. If you are a Sag, make sure you put your sign in the chat. And their moon sign is an Aries, and so is their rising. Shout out to all my Aries too. Shout out to y'all. And yes, I know you've been watching my stuff for a year. You have supported me so much. Like, I appreciate you so much. And they said this is actually their first submission that they've ever sent. And yeah, they hope that we get some laughs out of their story, and that her and the people involved are grateful that, you know, everything worked out okay. But let's get into it. They literally sent me 4 pages. Like, I'm not even lying to you. This is a 4-page story. Like, this would be considered like a short story in school when they be like, make a scary story. And you'd be like, what? I can't write a whole book. This is what they wanted. This is what you did. Girl, you better print this and make it children's book. Like, no lie. I'm going to hit you up and tell you to do that. Because I know you do other things. But this is, yes. Anyway. So, as kids, my brother and I would go over to my great-grandparents' house and chill with our cousins. We're going to name them Judge Judy, Wendy Williams, Tia and Tamara, who were the oldest, started their own babysitters club or summer day camp, which a lot of my family members took advantage of, including my mom. I personally didn't mind it because it was fun hanging out with all of my cousins, especially Rose. Was Rose mentioned up there? Oh, Rose is another cousin? Why you all these names? Why do y'all be doing this? You know how hard it is to keep up with all these names? You got Wendy Williams, Judge Judy, Tia and Tamara. Girl, and now we got Rose. Oh my God. Rose was my ride or die cousin. Well, then maybe we should have just named Rose. Rose was my ride or die cousin. And we're first cousins, and our siblings are a couple of months apart. We don't talk as much anymore because of life, but we used to do everything as kids. We would even get in trouble together for the things that we did and didn't do. One day, all of us cousins were lounging on the couches in the living room watching music videos on TV. Girl, throwback. Wendy, Tia, and Tamara were about to go out and get some food for themselves when Wendy came back from the room where her purse was, crying about her money being missing. Personally, I felt bad for her because she was about to purchase some food with it. And I asked her, did you retrace your steps? And she accused me of stealing her money. Rose, being my ride or die, tells me there's no reason to be rude and that I was only trying to help. But then Wendy asked Rose if she took the money, and Rose says no. Girl, the ghost took the money. The demon took the money, girl. The demon went out and bought some red pumps. Like, what? So Wendy tells everybody, stand up. Oh, She says, stand up so I could check the couches. And I start grumbling because I was already uncomfortable with my feet up. I was already comfortable with my feet propped up. And she searched under and behind the couches, between the cushions, and under the rug. We didn't find anything except balls of dust, loose change, and bobby pins. This was all getting tiring, so I sat back down once all the couches were put back together, and Rose took her spot next to me and turned up the volume on the TV. There wasn't anything else that we could do, so we just continued to watch music videos. I know that must have pissed her off. Like, girl, I don't know where your stuff is at. Why is... Look, right, he said hell is expensive, right? I need some coins. So Wendy looks displeased. Her and my other cousin, Judge Judy, went off into the other room. Not too long later, Tia and Tamara walked out of the living room and into the same room that they both went into. It didn't seem like anything serious, so I ignored it. A few minutes later, they came back, hovering over me and Rose. I was startled. I almost fell off the couch like, hey, yo. Wendy Williams asked where her money was. I mean, Wendy. I keep that whenever I say her name out loud, it's confusing me, girl. I'm trying to just keep calling her Wendy. Wendy asked where her money was, and I just stared at her because Girl, didn't we just tear up the whole freaking living room? Didn't we just tear up the whole living room, though? Okay. She said, "Where is my money?" They asked Rose, and Rose said, "I don't know." They asked me. I said, "I don't know." Judge Judy started making us feel guilty with comments like God doesn't like ugly and there's a special place for liars and cheaters and stealers. My family's very religious, so we both just kept saying we didn't take it, but they seem to have already made up their minds. At first, I felt bad for Wendy, but then I just got so frustrated and upset because my own cousins didn't believe me or Rose. Judy finally said as an ultimatum that if we didn't get the truth, she was going to put us in timeout. Rose and I swore we didn't take anything, but that didn't stop our cousins from turning off the TV, packing us up, and putting us in Judy's room for a timeout. But damn, like, bruh. My thing is, like, aren't you in like a camp or something? So would you even be able to spend the money? Like, that doesn't make any sense. I could see kids in camp, like, maybe stealing some clothes or stealing some food, maybe stealing toiletries or something, but like money, like what are you gonna buy? I don't know. So once our older cousins guided me and Rose to the back of the house and into Judge Judy's room, they asked us one more time who stole the money. Oh my God, bro. Talking about where's the money, bruh? We don't got the money. So after we said no this time, our cousins told us that we will be spending our time out inside of the closet, inside of Judy's closet. So, oh, hell no. This is starting to sound like the 70s movie that I was... Girl, I wasn't the Coraline. You about to see ghost children in the closet? So the closet in Judy's bedroom wasn't like any closet. It used to be a mud room. A mud room? What's that? A mud room? Let me see. Mud room. Oh, okay. So it's kind of like... Here, I'm going to put it on the screen. I'm going to airdrop it so y'all can see. Oh, wrong computer. So y'all can see what it looks like. It's one of these things. I didn't even know there was like a proper word for that. But yeah, it looks like this. So it's pretty freaking big. Like, it's on some Ghost from Power. I want one of these. Ooh. I want one of these. I gotta put this on my Pinterest board when I'm with my little house. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that, y'all. Yeah, I'm gonna need me to get one of those. I'm gonna need to give me one in the little Okay, but add that to the manifestation board. Yeah, me too. I'm over here thinking of literal mud. Like, I'm thinking that y'all are like out in the country and they got y'all over here in like a pile of dung outside. Like, yo, I ain't never seen nothing like that. It's giving Ghost from Power. Okay. Hold on too, because who is this blowing my phone up? I just saw 6 text messages and I'm not that popular. Okay. So it used to be a mud room. That shit looked big. And the door that led out to the backyard, because y'all saw some of them did lead to outside. Like, it looked like it was a intermediate hallway. I would want one that was like in the house. But it got turned into storage space. Despite it being summertime, the air in there is very cool and damp. And me and Rose took a piece inside. And when we saw what it looked like, there was no way we were about to get out. Like, anyway, you were about to be stuck in there. So before we even took a step, Wendy pushed me and Rose, making us stumble onto the floor. Judy closed the door and locked it from the other side. The closet door had missing windows but was covered by thick plastic vinyl to keep out the weather and the insects. So this is like a transitional, almost like garage space. Almost like a lanai area, but all enclosed. So this would really be somewhere that you like put your shoes, your outdoor coats, stuff like that. Okay. Oh, mud room. I get it. So like you got muddy boots. You got see, we're not classy enough for that, chat. We don't know what's going on. We don't know what's going on with that. So yeah, basically we're in there now. And Judy tells us we can only come out once we've learned our lesson. We banged and kicked on the door, and our cousins just laughed and walked away. After a while, Rose and I stopped screaming and banging on the door. Time passed playing, patty cake, numbers, other games that involves getting hand slapped. Personally, I got bored very easily, so I ended up rummaging through the cardboard boxes. I found a couple of trinkets, cassette tapes, and books. There was one book in particular that stood out to me, but it was also the first book at the top of the pile, so I assumed it was the last book to be read, and I started skimming the pages, and the book was called Devils, Demons, and Witchcraft. Fran, that was the equivalent. Fran, hold on, let's have a chat intermediate, because Fran, that is the equivalent of you finding a Ouija board and playing with it. If I seen a book that said demons, devils, it would go ahead and put that. But thank you, because what do you mean? What are you talking about? I would have. That's when I would have proceeded to kept banging on the door. Or I would have like forced myself to go to sleep. I would have been like, hey, Rose, let's just like lay back to back and just go to bed, because I just want to wake up and forget that this even is going on. I just want to disassociate with the homies real quick, because yeah, don't bring that energy. No, for real. Like, keep that over there. Oh, no. So I thought Rose would want to read it with me, but it was at this moment I discovered how different Rose and I were, because when I saw the images inside, I was intrigued and she was creeped out. I would have been scared too, because I would have took that shit seriously. I would have been like, friend, chill. She's talking about, some of the photos were a bit horrifying, but the book's title gave away the content. She wasn't all that interested in reading the book with me, so I took the book back and kept going through it on my own. Oh no, here we go. Here we go. It was starting to get late when all of a sudden I heard some hissing behind me. I felt the hairs on my back stand up, and I just didn't see anything though, and I couldn't see anything. I closed the book and set it down on the ground, then stood up to investigate from afar. Rose, damn, so y'all still in the cellar or in the mud room? I'm thinking like, they let you out, now you're going about your day and you carried the book upstairs. Like, wow. So I thought the girl had the book and then just went back upstairs. No, she is still in there. And somebody needs to call them people, because these people are supposed to be in charge of other children. Is very concerning to me. But I digress. Rose looked at me all weird and asked what I was doing. When I asked her if she heard the hissing noise, she said no. I think I started to scare Rose a bit, because then she got up on her feet as well. We did our best not to make any sounds and to keep as still as possible, but it was silent until it wasn't. It sounded like growls. Growls? Oh, hell no. Growling, Fran? That's when I would have, would have been scratching on the door and crying by now. But that's when I would have went full infantile baby mode, if I would have heard growls. And she said it sounded like it came from like dogs. I looked over at Rose and her facial expression confirmed that she heard that. But that meant those noises were coming from inside of the closet. We both rushed to the door, banging and crying to let us out, and no one came to check on us. In fact, we didn't hear any type of movement from inside the house. They left the house. The growls got louder, and it sounded like we were in hell. Oh my gosh, they stole the money. The demons stole the money. Why were we being punished? I asked Rose if she took the money, and she just cried. No. No. Tears started falling down her face, and she curled up into a ball and put her hands over her little head. I thought to myself, this couldn't be happening. Finally, I screamed so loud at the top of my lungs, stop. And then the sounds just stopped as quickly as they began. Bruh, what did y'all hear? Do you think there was like a possum in there? Like, what was that? That's what I'm saying. Is this a nightmare? Did y'all fall asleep? I don't know what to believe right now. Because even though I love the paranormal, I love spiritual stuff, like, I got to admit, I got to stay objective because I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel so bad for y'all. Oh my God. Rose looked through her fingers and her eyes were red from screaming and crying. And I knelt by her to make sure she's okay. And she started yelling at me, saying it's all my fault. I mean, I wouldn't say it's your fault, but I don't know. I'm not going to lie. If I was y'all age, I probably would say it's your fault. I would be like, girl, you should have left that damn book alone. You shouldn't have touched it. And that is that. You should have known I was scared. You should have left it alone. Finally, the older cousins came back to check on them. We begged them to let us out because we heard growls and strange noises. They laughed and said all they heard was us screaming, and me and Rose looked at each other puzzled. They asked if we learned our lesson, and once again, we said that we didn't do anything wrong, and Wendy told us to just admit that we stole her money, and we still were like, no. They walked back out of the room and left us alone in the closet. Bruh. Let me find out your cousins are the ones yelling and shit. Because, right, y'all talking about, right, that ain't no damn possum. I'm beating them up when they get out of here, right? Because, Rose begged and pleaded. Still doesn't explain the demon book. But Rose begged and pleaded for them to come back and let us out. Okay, look, they might be your cousins, but Rose is not related to these people. Like, if I was Rose, I low-key would press charges on your cousins because I'm gonna snitch. Like, what? I'm snitching yesterday. Like, girl, no. Poor Rose. Once she stopped shouting for them, she sat back down and looked at the corner where we heard the sound from. I was also looking because we were still locked in the closet with whatever it was. That's what I'm saying. That's when the growls started back up again. This time there was a voice, a scratchy voice calling out our names, and we backed up against some of the bins. And remember, there's nowhere else for us to go. And I started yelling at the voice, "What do you want?" And that's when it replied, "Your souls." Yeah, I would have been like, look, you're playing with me. You're playing with me, bruh. You're playing with me. Oh my gosh. Like, this is traumatizing. Right, CPS. Where are you at? Oh my gosh. I said to the scratchy voice that we weren't going to do anything it told us to do. Rose told me not to make it mad, but I didn't feel the need to be scared anymore. The voice just kept throwing threats at us and commanding us to do as we're told or else. Next thing you know, the voice is going to be like, what did you do with the money? Like, come on now. It took a while, but I found a walkie-talkie on the top shelf in the closet. There was a rubber band around one of the buttons, making sure it was being held down. Naja, if I were to say that this realization made me upset, that would be an understatement. I showed the walkie-talkie to Rose, and she stopped crying immediately. She was also starting to look pissed off, too. I spoke in the walkie-talkie asking to speak to one of my older cousins, and the voice said it wasn't possible. And I asked to speak to them, and the voice said only if we admit the truth. Yeah, no, I'm calling the police. I don't care. We all about to play a prank today. I took the walkie-talkie and told my cousins to cut all this out and to let us out the closet. No, okay. So she said no is what came out. Oh, no is what came out of the walkie-talkie before it cut off. So they said no first. So at this point, we had enough. It was getting claustrophobic and we were exhausted. I don't know what came over me. Perhaps it was all the emotions leading up to being locked in there. Girl, it was fight or flight. Whatever is about to happen. Regardless, all that pent-up anger is what got me and Rose out of there. With all my might, I punched through the makeshift window in the closet door, unlocking the door from the other side. Rose and I were finally free. That's what I'm saying. You might as well just go ahead and kick that door down. Wow. They both looked at me and Rose and asked which one of us had done it, and I stepped forward and said it was me because this time I actually did what I was being accused of, aka kicking down the door. Wow. I am speechless. I'm not gonna lie, you got me there for a second. Because I really did think you done picked up that Demons and Dungeons and Dragons and book and witchcraft. Yeah, I really did think that y'all done summoned Beelzebub had at like I'm really over here thinking that y'all done summoned an entity, but no, it was just your cousins psychologically abusing you guys. That's always fun. Yeah, if I was Rose, I would have told my people so freaking quick. And it just is what it is. On some little kid shit, I probably would be scared to hang out with you. I'm not even gonna lie. But I mean, shit, bruh. I'm just glad that demon book didn't do nothing crazy. But now I have the question: whose book is that, friend? Whose book was that? No, for real. Like, whose book was that? Cause somebody's lying. I'm just, and by somebody's lying, I mean somebody's lying about having an interest in that facility. Cause why do you think that the cousins purposely planted that book, hoping for it to be found? Maybe. Very slight. I don't know. Oh, and shout out to anybody that's just now getting up in here. Hey, Nitro's in the building. What's good, Nitro? Hey. Oh, yeah, and for anybody that's watching on YouTube in future tense, just know if you have Amazon Prime, you can get a little discount for Twitch if you guys are not Twitch people, you know. If you're already on Twitch, awesome. That's cool. Easy transition. But, yeah, that was crazy. That was so mean of them. That was so mean. For no reason. But let's get into this next story. This one's shorter. It's called... Oh, not you said YouTube blocked you. That's funny. Well, be good over here because I don't know what Twitch gonna do, but I'm happy to see you. Oh my goodness. I don't even want to know what you did. I don't even want to know. But this one is called... That's weird. This one is literally called Girl, I Don't Even Know. Late spooky story. So, hey, Naja girl, I have been watching you for about 4 years now. Wow, thank you so much for the continued support. I appreciate you, friend. The first video of yours that I was ever recommended was your piercing video, and I have been hooked on you ever since. Anyway, I've been watching some of your previous Spooky Time lives, and I know, well, no, you didn't miss the deadline. You're good. But they said after listening to everyone else's stories, they just wanted to share their own experience. So here we are. So just to give you some background, me, my husband, and our daughter moved across the country. Let's just say from one place to another, because again, I don't want to give too much. How we ended up there is a whole other story, but it's a lot. But for now, what's important is that we bought an old farmhouse on 5 acres of land. Let's just say that they moved from a very liberal area to the country in the South. Let's just say that, because that's pretty much what's going on. So they moved into an old farmhouse. The house itself is really old, but it's been through a couple remodels and additions already. So honestly, it kind of looks like any other house, right? It still needs some work, but it works for our new little family, and there isn't anything blatantly spooky about it or the property itself. So fast forward a couple weeks after we move in, and we are still missing a lot of our furniture because the shipping company was delayed by this crazy winter storm that hit shortly after we got there. In our dining room, we had just one small round table, 2 chairs, and the baby's high chair. This is important because there is literally nothing else in this entire room and hardly anything more in that entire room. So they just have a dining room with a table and 2 chairs and the baby's high chair. So we're about to sit down for dinner, and our 2 dogs come running into the dining room because they know when the baby eats something, there's always going to be some food on the floor. I'm sure other parents in the tribe can relate, right? Or other big siblings. Oh, snap. Okay, we got some people in the chat putting red flags on the play. They putting red flags on the play for the old farmhouse. I also agree. Yeah, I don't think spirits like remodeling either. That is a very good point. And then my first thought, I'm not going to lie to you, my first thought was just slaves, farm, acres. Might be a Uncle Joe slave up in there, girl. He gonna take you out at night. He gonna think you somebody else. Oh my gosh. So I buckled the baby into the seat, and my husband went to grab the dinner plates I made from the kitchen. I sat in my chair, and my husband came back into the room less than a minute later with our food and said, "Where did the puppy go?" I was confused because she was just under my chair, but when I looked down, she was gone. I thought she must have followed him into the kitchen, but it's weird that I didn't hear her nails like tapping on the floor to leave. And even weirder that she didn't follow him back. We started calling her name, looking around the house, and the dog is gone. I'm going to be so sad if this ghost hurts this dog. Like, please don't because you know the ghost be agitating the dog's little spirit. Oh my gosh. With there being nowhere for her to hide, it seemed like she just vanished in thin air. After searching the whole house for about 10 minutes, I finally considered opening the back door and looking outside. Probably goes without saying, but we live in the country, and when it's dark outside, it's dark. Oh my gosh. Like, where is the fur baby? But as soon as I opened the door, I didn't even have to call her name. She darted right out of the darkness and into the house. How did she get outside? Oh, hell no. Y'all think this was aliens? Because I don't think this was a ghost. I think this was aliens. It's giving crop circle. What y'all, hold on, let me put the chat up. What y'all think? Y'all think it's giving aliens? I think it's giving crop circle. Like, how did I understand what the title is, what it is. How did we get here? How did the puppy get outside? Yeah, it feels like nope. Like, right. You out in the country. What in the courage the cowardly dog is going on? He had to go on a mission. He was actually saving y'all. The dog was saving y'all, and you didn't even know. The things he did for love. He had to run right back to the house. Right. I think it may be aliens. They said maybe aliens, but I don't know what they look like. They just here. Right, because I don't believe them little alien things in Mexico, them little dolls. I don't know. Right, it is giving time to move. It might be time to skedaddle for sure. It's giving aliens, y'all. Wow. I closed the door again, and my husband and I kind of just stared at each other, and then the dog in shock. We both know there is absolutely no way this puppy unlocked the door, let herself out, and then closed and locked the door again behind herself. When she came back inside, she went right back to my chair and laid back down like nothing strange happened at all. She was not at all distressed. She was not behaving strange. And what was odd is that behind each of her ears was 2 perfectly rolled up leaves. Like someone rolled up some leaves into little spirals and tucked them behind each ear. What? I don't know if there's any significance to this, but the next morning I compared the leaves to the leaves of the tree in our yard, and there is no match. What is going on here? Right? Like, what did he have, like a peyote trip or something? Like, what's going on here? Is he good? Right. What if that's not even a dog? What if it's a different dog? And then obviously, who rolled it? Who rolled it? Like, who rolled that and put it behind the dog's ear? And then they got that close to your dog. What if they put like a camera on their collar? I don't know. Obviously, they're not using technology. They rolling leaves and stuff. What? See, now I'm paranoid. Now I'm over here saying stuff that don't even make sense. What? What is this? No, for real. Like, what is going on right now, bro? This is weird. My husband and I have not talked about this incident since because it's kind of harmless. I mean, you're right, because it's not like they put a camera on this dog, you know? Like, nothing strange at all has happened since. She was not distressed. It was good. I can't say I'm a believer, but my default to these strange occurrences is just nope. Yup. I'm saying it's giving alien. Like, they just was like, okay, we're on a field trip, guys. These are human in their farm. This is their little dog. Here's a little earring. Like, what? Oh my gosh, that is just so creepy. I don't know if it really works this way or not, but I tell myself I don't acknowledge or give energy to feed it, then it'll go away. I am the same way. I believe very heavily in the power of belief, the power of the tongue, intention. I am the same way. So, like, I will literally see something paranormal happen and I will just ignore the hell out of it, you know? I will just ask for very specific signs and messages from family members, ancestors, and stuff like that. But if something just weird happens, I'm gonna be like, oh, okay. Like, it's not a big deal. That's life, you know? Life, death, limbo, whatever. Your dog over there playing with aliens, having the time of their life. Oh my God, what if your dog is the alien like Scooby-Doo? What if the dog is the alien like Scooby-Doo? What if your dog is actually a bad bitch alien? Oh my God. What if your dog is a bad bitch alien? Let me stop. So my husband and I, we haven't really talked about it. But then another incident occurred. Several more weeks went by without anything strange happening until one night I was in my daughter's bedroom going through our bedtime routine. I was sitting in her rocking chair just enjoying our evening snuggle. Okay, just snuggling with the baby. When all of a sudden fear just gripped me. Like nothing in the room changed. I didn't see anything. I didn't hear anything. But I was suddenly like very afraid. It was just the worst sinking dread, like stomach. Tears even started welling in my eyes. I just knew something awful was in the room and I needed to protect my child. What the hell is going on? I closed my eyes and curled my body down over my daughter protectively. I felt like a weight was on my back, like something was trying to move through me to get to her. I could not find my voice, but in my head, I was just screaming, no, she is mine. You cannot have her, in my head over and over. I have no idea how long we sat curled up like that, but eventually and very suddenly, the weight on my back and the feeling of fear just disappeared. I felt like I had won whatever crazy kind of spiritual battle that was, and I immediately jumped up and brought the baby into our bedroom to sleep for the night, and there was no way I was going to leave her alone after that. What the hell? And how old was the baby? Do you see? 9 months at the time. Oh, wow. So the baby is like, was fresh. So there's no way that like, because in my brain, I'm just imagining like a toddler or something, and you're like having to protect the toddler, and the toddler being like, Mom, what the hell is going on? This is a baby. This baby needed protecting. That is crazy. A couple more weeks go by and nothing strange happens. I finally got brave enough to sit down with my husband and talk about what I had experienced that night. Up to this point, I felt like if I didn't talk about it, then it wasn't real. I was also worried that talking to my husband would bring one of two outcomes. He gonna think you crazy, or he gonna think you're losing it because of like postpartum or something. Or, girl, the worst case scenario, he gonna think you crazy. That's the worst case scenario, right? Hey. She said it would either A, scare him and make him paranoid, he can't even handle scary movies, or B, he would tell me he had a similar experience, and of course it was the latter of the two. While putting our daughter to bed, he had felt a dark presence coming from her closet, but it never approached or pressed on him like it did to me. He just seemed to know it was there somehow, but he hadn't like physically felt anything since around the time I had my experience. Up to date, nothing else has happened, which may be very anticlimactic, but I'm okay with that. I know that's right. I wouldn't want any more excitement after that. We did cleanse the home just for safe measure, and hopefully we will continue to live on happily and incident free in our, little farmhouse. I can't wait to hear yours as well as the tribe's take on this whole mess. Thanks for reading. Keep killing it, girl. Thank you so much for your ongoing support. I appreciate you. Y'all, honestly, that is scary. I don't know. It could be an alien, bro, and they probably just were not even trying to play with y'all. No, I know. That was my first thing, too. Like, dang, he left him in the room. Right? Like, how you gonna leave the baby in the room when you felt something was crazy, dude? Like, that's the one time you don't leave the baby in the room by themselves. Damn. That's when you just lay your ass in there and be like, look, if you're gonna get anybody, it's gonna be me. So, no, ma'am. But yeah, definitely just left the baby in the room. Mom did not. Mom was like, you're coming with me. But I think it was aliens, bro. I think it was aliens. And honestly, like I said earlier, me and you have the same beliefs or agreements of the power of the tongue and intention and stuff like that. And if you believe something, you can actually make it manifest in this world that we're living in. And if you had the strong belief that whatever cleanse you did to your house was going to keep out whatever instilled that energy within onto your body, onto your partners, trying to transfer into your kid, bye. You get what I'm saying? So many other humans on the planet that what did Dave Chappelle name them? Bibble. There's so many other not planets, maybe yes, planets and people that Bibble can experiment on. Just not my people. Bye-bye. Like, get out of here. Like, jeez. Yeah, y'all said burning sweet grass. Oh, y'all going ham. Y'all said, you're not getting me. You're not getting me. Well, let's get on to this next story. That was crazy, though. Like, I would feel so helpless. Like, what the hell? Because it's one thing, you over here making my dog a damn flower child, but now you're in the house and trying to get my baby, like, bro, what if it's their baby? Dun, dun, dun. No, I'm just playing. Thanks so much for sending me your story. That is crazy. I wonder, did you have any more experiences? Has it been quiet? Um, I'm curious to know. I would like to know if you want to send us in a little update. I'm not gonna wait until December to read it. I'm gonna read it immediately. Uh, yeah, let us know. Let us know. So let's get into this next story. It is called I Ate a Brownie and Almost Got Possessed. Oh my gosh. Let's see. This is a scary story, right? They sent it to me in October. Well, I'll let it slide. I'll let it slide. Ooh, and not you telling me your whole government friend. Friend. They said they are a Capricorn sun, a Leo rising, and a Scorpio moon. So shout out to all my Caps again. My Leos and Scorpios. Shout out to y'all. And yes, it is that type of brownie, y'all. Do y'all hear that? It just started raining sideways. I'm scared. Oh my gosh. It is hurricane season. Well, technically, hurricane season is supposed to be over. What? I don't know. Sorry. They said, I don't know what all that stuff means, but everybody be putting their zodiac signs in here. So I went the extra mile and I Googled my chart. So there you go. So I got some brownies. It was those type. I also got some raspberry things, some peach things, and I got them on a Saturday, and I took maybe like 5 milligrams as I got home because I didn't have anything to do that day, and I was eager to try it. Have you ever done something like that before? Do you live in a place where it's medical? Do you like how did you get to the point where you came to you just got so lifted you thought you were possessed? Like, this can't be an everyday occurrence for you. How did you get all of this stuff? Like, where are you even getting all of this stuff from? So soon as I took it, I was meditating to some beats on YouTube, and I could hear the beats and the noises that were layered underneath, and I just never heard anything like that before with a sober mind. I was having a pretty pleasant experience with it, and my pea-sized brain thought that since I'm having such a good time right now, I'd have an even better experience if I took another one. Y'all, don't do it. That's all I got to say about that. I took the first one around 12:15 p.m. and popped the second one at around 2:30 p.m. That's not enough time. Your body didn't even digest anything. You really wasn't even, what you were probably feeling was like the jitters from just doing something. You know, like when you're anticipating the takeoff, that's what you were feeling. There is no way in hell you gonna feel any type of brownie, candy, anything. Right? That's way too close together, right? Talking about popped. I popped it. Don't pop it. Oh my God. They said they popped it. They definitely did say they popped it. Let me say that thing messed me up, fucked me down, all around. I was meditating and I could feel a ball of just severe vibration going up and down my spine. Friend, your spine? This is a scary movie. What's going on? And I got scoliosis. Oh no. But before I went to my mom, before you went to your mom, what you talking about? You was about to call your mom? Oh, you was really tripping. I started getting messages from my spirit guides that my house needed a deep cleaning spiritually. And I was lighting and saging my room and spraying holy water and Florida water mixture all over me till I was almost soaked. So you were hearing voices? Like, what's going on, friend? What's going on, friend? Sometimes we have to take a step back. We might be going through a little spiritual psychosis. We got to take a step back. You over here drenched from head to toe. Friend, my girl looks like she just went on a freaking like a mushroom trip or something. Like, she looked like she actually was like tripping, bro. Like, she looks like she took a shower in holy water for real. Like, her skin, her pores, they're glistening. Like, yo, you got possessed by something. I don't know what happened, but she literally showed me a before and after picture. Of course, I'm not going to show it on the screen. But the before picture, she had a full face of makeup. She had a red lip, purple eyeshadow. She had a nice little wig on. You know, her shit looking cute. In the after picture, she got her natural hair with a bonnet, her little earbuds. She got a little journal, and all her face it just looked like it literally looks like she just spritzed herself. All its stuff. No, for real. Like, I feel like she might have accidentally, maybe she got a mushroom bar or something instead of a edible, because I'm like, what's going on here, friend? That's why I'm like, are you in a place where stuff like that is prescribed, or are you in a place where you can go to a gas station and get that? Because I don't know, friend. You talking to the ancestors. Oh my gosh. I went to go tell my mom that I was hearing my spirit guides, and she believes in that stuff. So she said, okay, I bet you didn't tell your mom what you did, though. I told her the feeling of the vibration I was feeling, but I didn't tell her how I truly felt. I know it sounds crazy, but I like that the vibration down my back was something. I felt like it was something trying to enter my body. And occasionally when the vibration stopped, I would feel hands patting me down and in a way knocking on my body. And my intuition was telling me that an evil entity was trying to find an entrance to my body and couldn't get through from my back. That is a lot. That is a lot. That was a very confusing sentence. I told my mom that I was hearing my spirit guides telling me I need to eat and drink water because I took too much. Because by this time, my heart was beating unnaturally fast. And I can't stress to you enough that I thought I was going to die of a heart attack. And my pulse was off the freaking roof. I ordered pizza after drinking water and eating 3 bananas, and my spirit guides were saying the words fatty acids, which is something you can find in food. Not sure about pizza though, but my heart was beating so fast that I had to slow down my breathing just to make my heart rate slow down. And I had to do that constantly because if I stopped, my heart would go back to freaking beating. Girl, your heart never stopped beating, friend. Your heart was beating the whole time. That's what being alive is, girl. Look, I agree. I'm spiritual too, but I agree with the chat. Like, I feel like you are just going through a lot of what's it called? Semantic. What's the word where you think that you're having symptoms from one thing, but it's really just high anxiety? Like, even like having certain pains and stuff in your body is from high anxiety, you know? This is not greenery symptoms. No, you are definitely right. It's not. If anything, these are all anxiety symptoms, like checking on your body, being like, oh my God, did I eat? Did I get my water intake? Am I going to die? My heart is coming out of my heart needs to stop beating so fast. Like, those are anxiety symptoms, you know? So not necessarily the substance, but I don't know. I'm scared for you, friend. If you know that song called Back That Ass Up by Juvenile and the guy says beat the D like a motherfucking drummer chick, that's how my heart felt. Like a drummer chick was beating that shit with all her might. No joke. I truly was convinced I was about to die. Yeah, you're having a panic attack. So I thought that would be the last thing I wanted to hear as I die. And I couldn't pick up my physical book and read because I was too freaking high. So I listened to a freaking audible memoir of a 1970s singer I like named Rita Coolidge. During that, I had a vision of me telling this story to an audience of people. And some girl in the audience said, girl, that was not mushrooms. No, they said, girl, that was not a brownie. That was a brownie with mushrooms, crack, some other stuff, bath salts, glue, and nail polish. Yeah, bro, you tweaking. Now, that is some greenery type stuff where you will literally sit there, zone out, and think of a whole situation in your head. That's some greening out stuff. Or like if somebody comes in the room and they say something and you assume that what they said was bad. And you're like, did you just say that you're going to hit me? And they're like, no, I didn't. I said, do you want to hit this? Like stuff like that will happen. That's paranoia. Ooh, you going through it, friend. You going through it. See, I would have just went into the cabinet and got some black pepper. Any of y'all good old trick? Get you some black pepper. You can put it on your tongue and it's supposed to help you out. You could also do charcoal, black charcoal toothpaste, stuff like that. Yeah, I'm not a doctor. Please don't listen to me. Go to the doctor if this is happening to you because oh, hell no. I don't know. I mean, if you could afford the bill, I would do it. I was laying in bed. I could feel my heart still beating fast to the point where whenever minute I had to switch what side I was sleeping on because if I slept on the side, like if I slept on one side, my heart rate would move to the opposite side of my body. Oh my God. It felt like someone was trying to get inside of me. Later on, I woke up relieved that I was alive, but my heart was still beating funny. Oh my Lord. Instead of beating fast, it would beat normally, but would have one hard chest punching beat in between. Girl, I would have went to the hospital. Like, you tripping. I would have went to the care spot, something. I would have went to the local drugstore just so they can take my blood pressure. Like, what? I ate some of the leftover pizza and I also ate some crawfish to help absorb the stuff. I don't know about y'all if this is a myth, but I heard that you really shouldn't be eating crustaceans, seafood, stuff like that when you eat edibles. Like anything that you got to digest in order to feel something, you really shouldn't be eating crustaceans. Let me know if y'all heard that. But yeah, now it's time to go to the doctor. So tell me why 1 minute later on the wait, what? Okay, so you ate some crawfish. I had a hangover the next morning with my head throbbing and beating, but when I ate and drank some water, it all went away. That thing messed me up. A few days later, I took it again. Did you not learn? But I only took one just to see if I have a better reaction than taking two back to back. Tell me why 1 minute later on the clock, I was passed the F out. Wow. Girl, you need to leave that dope alone. Leave that dope alone, friend. My favorite show from the 70s called The Waltons came on, and I would briefly wake up in the middle of the episode a few times and cry. Because the only thing going through my mind was, I am too freaking high, man, to be watching The Waltons. Shout out to anybody that just got up in here. Like, why do you keep eating it, bruh? Damn, bro. Why? I was genuinely sad and heartbroken. And all I could do was just go back to sleep. My heart was still beating a little faster than normal, but not as fast as when I took the two. But I was still aggravated, and it was still noticeable that I took too much. I tried it the third time. You need to stop, bro. You're going to, like, look, if nobody told you, I'm going to tell you, your mind is very, very important. You don't want to fry it. Hallucinogens, psychedelics, stuff like that. You can get fried. Don't be fried, okay? I'm not, like, stupid fried, but I'm fried, bro. Like, I still be seeing, if I stare at something long enough, I still see patterns. You don't want to be like me, dog. Cut this out. I'm just fortunate that I was doing something I had no business doing. I wasn't like smoking or marijuana like what you're doing. But if just marijuana does that to you, stop. I wouldn't ruin. Imagine you got to tell somebody, yeah, my mind ruined over trees. Like what? Like, yeah, I couldn't, I just needed to be experimental in my apartment with these girl, your mind, you do not want to lose your damn mind. Like, you need to be very grateful. No, for real. Y'all talk about I'm seeing swirls and like, bruh. Like, look, and then I got like little, like how you're going the anxiety. I had to go through like a whole maybe like year, 2 years to really unpack my anxiety and learn how to regulate my body. Because when I was in my party girl era, when I was younger, I shot myself the F out with doing psychedelics and to like research chemical, all that stupid crap. It will fry you, bro. You really don't want to be out. I call it outside of your body. Nowadays, I don't even like doing anything that makes me feel outside of my body because, like, I've just learned how to be rooted in that bit, you know? Like, but your mind is, don't play like this, bro. Because I told you to go to the hospital the morning after that for, like, bruh. When I tell you I would have been drinking water and reading books all, like, I wouldn't even be doing audiobooks. I'd be reading physical books to do some brain exercises. Like, I would be scared, bro. Oh, my gosh. I tried it the third time. The third time. Shout out to Christine for the subscription. Thank you guys so much for subscribing, bruh. Make sure you guys like this also if you're watching on YouTube. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, third time's a charm. I fell asleep again, but could still feel the heavy vibrating going up and down my spine. And I am not joking. It felt like the same as the first time. Something was trying to enter my body. If you were the tribe member, remember those electric shock vibrators? It felt like that, but worse. And it was going up and down my back to the point where my scoliosis felt even more severe. And isn't it supposed to do the opposite for people with scoliosis and arthritis? Like, something is not right. Needless to say, thank y'all so much, Brad. Thank y'all. Needless to say, they said they're not doing it again. Good for you. She said it is just not for me. And that is okay, bro. Like, that is completely okay, bro. And you know what? I'm the same way now. I can't do a lot of stuff, bro. Like, even when I go to places where mushrooms are legal, I can't do what I used to do. Even that is like intense for me. And I have done way more intense stuff when I was younger. I fried myself. Like, I can't do certain stuff, bro. Like, I gotta do my little baby mushroom stuff. And, like, it's okay to be like, that shit is just not for me. You know, it's just, I know somebody who can't smoke because they start seeing stuff. Like, literally start seeing stuff. That's just not for you. Everybody's body is different, you know. Hey, I'm just glad you realize it. They said that they could feel their crown chakra and third eye opening more than usual when they were doing it, but it's just not worth it. I don't know how to explain what it feels like, but it kind of felt like enlightenment. Girl, you got to check your ego. See, that's another thing, and why I feel like all spiritual people go through a psychedelic phase, because it takes a while for you to realize the substance is the tool. And sometimes a lot of y'all are tool collectors. You just like collecting tools, and you like unwrapping your toolbox and showing people your tools. And, oh, yes, I am just so enlightened. Look how nice and blah, 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 blah. When it's like, have you ever built anything? And it's like, well, no. But I have all the tools, you know, to build something in this physical plane that we all live in. But I have the tools. And it's like, bro, you just you're using at this point. You using, bro. Because even a dog will go into the wild and eat something, and they'll feel euphoric, and they'll go back to that thing in the wild. And the second that they eat it and it makes them sick, they're going to leave it the fuck alone, you know? So just don't fuck around and find out when it comes to your brain and your gut, you know, because you could really mess yourself up. So I'm glad that you realize, like, you know, that's just not for me. And that's cool, you know, that it's not for you. But they said, yeah, that's my story. And Oh, what did you say? You said, but also I truly did feel like some evil shit was pulling me down. I know it's crazy, but that's just what I felt. Hey, I mean, shit, if you genuinely felt that, I mean, bruh, just protect yourself. Do your own little prayers, you know. They said that's my story, y'all. I hope you enjoyed, and make sure to put your 2 cents in, tribe members. Yes, chat. Make sure you put in your 2 cents. I'll try to send in more supernatural stories after this. And thank you all, and bless you guys. Stay safe. Yes, please stay safe, and please be careful with what you're consuming, especially nowadays in this opiate epidemic, this fent epidemic. You really don't want to be partaking in a lot of the things that people used to do back in the days, like sex, love, sex, drugs, rock and roll. That type of era is done. It's dead. Like, you got millionaires dropping like flies, and you think you in Albuquerque are gonna Michael Jackson is gone, and you think you in Miami, you in Manhattan, you in Los Angeles aren't gonna be like, it's a dangerous game. And it's not worth it. But even the things that are legal, like, and I have a medical card, so I'm not trying to be anti-tree or nothing like that, but even the things that are legal, like, you know, medical is legal, or marijuana is legal a lot of places, mushrooms are legal in some places, all drugs are legal, like Portland, but I digress. Places like those, you still have to keep in mind, alcohol is legal everywhere. There are alcoholics, people abuse alcohol. You can also abuse, you know, that too. So hey, we'll see. We shall see. We shall see how this all turns out, because more access, people are going to find out what they can and can't handle, you know. But yeah, I agree. Everything is not for everybody. But hey, I'm glad that you're okay and you came out unscathed. Somebody else said that they're going to send in their edible story. Look, it is what it is. And thanks for the compliments on my hair. She's human. It's giving Rihanna inspired. You know, I had to come with the Halloween mullet. So let's get into this last story. I have one more for you guys. And yeah, it's kind of long. Not really. It's a cute size. It's cute. So, disclaimer. They said they did submit this a little late, so no, you're fine. You're okay. They said it's not really spooky. It's kind of lame, but they are spiritual, and I know you guys enjoy spiritual stories. It's okay. Like, not everybody has an experience where an alien folded leaves behind their dog's ear. Like, I get it. Like, not every... And then people, like, not to be, you know, facetious. Shout out to that person. That was a good story. But I know even that person can admit stuff like that is, like, once in a lifetime. Every person has, like, one, or maybe at the most, maybe, like, 5 paranormal experiences, like, within their life, if you're not working with spirit. You know, if you're just a normal person within the collective, you're gonna have at least like a solid 3 to 5 experiences within your life. Me, I'm still in my 20s. I can count maybe like 3 that were very, very impactful, that I still have visual memory of it, the smells, stuff like that. Whereas I've had tons of encounters, right? But I only have like 3 that stay out. So I get it. It's not always gonna be this crazy stuff, right? Like, but I appreciate you guys sending it in regardless, you know? So, my name is Yara. Okay, shout out to you. I've been watching you since the story on the little white girl that tried to summon Papa Legba. Yes, I have a video if y'all want to watch it. It's very old, but I still stand by it. And it was kind of like my first little introduction to doing like live commentary and stuff. But there was a girl maybe a few years ago, a white girl who practiced voodoo, which is a closed practice. No, I do not practice. Like I said in the beginning, it is a closed practice. My name is the Voodoo Child because I'm half Haitian. Okay, that's it for all the new people out there. Sorry, this sounds repetitive for all the people that are here right now, but there was a white girl who tried to do voodoo on her actual black girlfriend. Like, and she ended up dying mysteriously. Like, go the video's there, y'all can go and watch it. Yeah, she ended up dying mysteriously. It came out a few years ago, so there's probably a few of you guys that have not seen it unless you were like digging in my commentary playlist. But yeah, very wild. Anywho, I am pretty religious and I have religious family members. My mom's side is very Christian and my dad's side is a little more confusing. His dad is Christian and his mom claims to be Muslim, but practice black magic. And low-key feel like she's the reason that all of this is happening. Damn. Hold on. For some backstory, she did try to bury my umbilical cord, but my parents flushed it after her request, and months before her death, she told my maternal grandmother, "You can keep her because we don't want her anyways." What? For those wondering, I am African. My mom's side is Congolese and my dad's side is Chadian. I was raised around Haitians, so my friends call me an honorary Haitian. That's funny. So she wanted to bury the umbilical cord, but my parents flushed it. So does your parents think that maybe she was trying to do witchcraft on you as a baby? Because, and shout out to J.A. Kill him. Make it into the chat. What's up, y'all? No, but really, that's weird. That's weird. No disrespect to anybody's culture, but the fact that your parents thought it was weird lets me know that it's weird. So number one, she died when I was 6, and a year later on a trip back, this is like story number 1. She died when she was 6, and a year later on a trip back to Africa, I got a dream with her in it. I was in a black void, no floor, no walls, nothing. And my grandmother was elevated, laughing at me because my voice wasn't coming out. She was in green flames, and she just kept laughing. I visited this place later in my dreams, and now I know I was dead and on my way to the spirit realm. Oh my gosh. Not the spirit realm, not the shadow realm. My little Christian ass just started yelling, "Jesus Christ." And I saw a white light and woke up. The next day, my mom went on a Christian prayer line that was taking place back in Africa. My mom did not know about this dream at this point. And randomly in the call, an unknown woman asked if she could pray for someone. When she said the name, it was my second first name that no one, not even my family, calls me by. And she said that a little girl with that name was trapped in a dark space and needed to be free. After my mom told me that, I told her about my dream and she prayed over me. That would have scared the heck out of me. Oh my gosh. See, now there's one thing I don't play about, and that is African and Caribbean folklore. Even a little Louisianan folklore for a little razzle dazzle. I don't play about stuff like that. The mermaids, a werewolf, even Native American folklore, I don't play about that either. The shapeshifters and nope. I would be like, "Mom, that was me. It was me." It was me. I need to be prayed over. Like, what? Yeah, grandma just pretty much just terrorizing from the ether. Like, so story number 2. My other grandmother and I were very close. I was the only one who could drink out of her cups, wear her jewelry, and play with her hair. She often called me her mini-me. She was my best friend and died in 2016 of a really bad heart attack, and she spent that whole day praying. She was super Christian and didn't really like to talk about African spirituality and juju. I have a feeling she had African spirituality in her family because in pre-colonial times, her great-great-grandfather was the top chief of the village, technically making me a princess. Okay, African princess. I still need to ask her little sister more info on that, though. Dude, because that is so cool. But anyways, a day before her death, I had a dream of me and my family at my 6th grade graduation saying to my granddad, I wish she were here. And she died in February and my graduation was in June. That is creepy. That is very creepy. Wow. But that's just one of those things that just ends up happening too, where I feel like sometimes spirit just prepares us for this type of stuff to happen because it's heavy, you know. The third story is my childhood was very tumultuous and I had to get a permanent restraining order against my father. Oh, wow. I was not expecting that. He doesn't respect it and still sends me mail. One day I had a dream that I was watching a movie and my dad comes in the room. So I call the police and I walk out of the other door in the same room. When I left the room, I was in a beautiful place. It was like an apartment made of marble and gold, and I felt at peace. I closed the door and I heard a knock. I thought it was my father, so I didn't open it, but the knocking just kept going. It didn't feel menacing, so I opened the door and it was 2 men who had climbed up to tell me that I needed to protect myself because people were coming for me. That's when I knew the room I went into was a different place and in the clouds. When I closed the door after thanking those 2 men and turned around, I saw my maternal grandmother and paternal great grandmother, my mom's paternal grandmother. Okay. So your mom's grandmother. They all look like teenagers, but I just knew they were my relatives. That is crazy. They were like 12 to 16, tall men in army suits that stormed in the room. They were coming for me and my grandmas were able to kill all of them. Oh, we killing shit in heaven? Okay. Well, I guess it's a dream. It was their blood? Like, what? I heard my alarm and was about to wake up my grandma to come and save me and said, before you wake up, I need to give you this. You're protected now. She gave me the ring I took after her funeral out of her jewelry box. My dad has not sent mail to my house ever since. That is crazy. I feel like, again, spirit just gives us little things to make real life a little bit more digestible. Like they make us have like these kooky weird dreams with like the one little message at the end. Because I'm like, dang, they killing stuff and right, grandma not playing no games. We murking stuff out here. Okay. And the last spiritual occurrence that happened, I haven't been able to look at myself in the mirror. And I haven't been able to wash my face in the shower since. Ooh, girl, well, what happened? Whenever I get really Christian, I get led to African spirituality. I feel like I should go back home and learn about it, but my grandma literally died going back home to babble in it. Ever since I got into African spirituality, just learning about it, I've been told that people feel like I'm looking into their soul. Whenever I do make eye contact with people, I feel like I can tell their intentions, their emotions, and everything. I also sometimes feel like I'm being followed around when I pray a lot. When I go to church, the pastor often stops to call my mom and I up to the front and just pray for us in front of everybody. Wow. I no longer make eye. Well, I'm going to finish this. But what I think might be happening is, remember earlier we were talking about the power of belief. Even if you think it's silly, if a lot of people believe in it, it becomes real because now it is affecting your 3D environment, right? These people are not helping. They're not helping. So I'm sure what's going on is your mom is telling, other aunties about the dreams and like stuff like that. And other people, aunties are talking to other aunties and now it got back to the church and now they think that y'all demonic. Like, that's just how it is, unfortunately. It's like that in the States, too, in the South. But I don't know. They said, I no longer make eye contact with people because I don't like the feeling of looking into their soul and feeling their emotions. Well, I hope that with time you learn to trust yourself a little more with the abilities that you think you have, you know, because once you trust yourself, you'll have discernment on, because you need to protect yourself too, bruh. You can't just not look people in their eyes. That's very telling. You need to know what people are about. So what if they're uncomfortable about you actually looking them in their damn face? Like, what do you have to hide? You will find a lot of people won't be uncomfortable when they're talking to you and want to look you in your face. Like, unless they got something to hide. So my friend did a tarot reading on me, which was very interesting. She told me that people see me as a very giving person and can gain a lot from being around me. And pastors have told me that a lot of people are going to try to use me in my life. So I'm not sure what that means. Thank you so much for reading these stories. Sorry for it being so long, but I feel like my friends are going to think I am crazy if I tell them. I've been told that I could be a medium. I agree. I think you might be a little bit psychic, girl, because you keep getting messages in your dream that actually have to do with real life. So I could see that. My grandfather asked me if I had any dreams because he would like to look for messages for his wife or if or you know his mother in them or things like that. I've been told that doing yoga might make the messages even clearer, which I believe considering the fact I get my most messages when I start fasting. I would even start meditating since you know you get messages in your sleep. So maybe if you can slow your heart rate down and actually blank out your thoughts, I wonder what would happen. I don't know. That's crazy. Right. I agree with Nitro. You just got to listen to your dreams, listen to yourself and the people who are really there for you, you know. Don't let people try to like pressure you to get their little quick pick. Like it's not like that, you know. And then I'm sure you can relate. You can't really choose what messages you get from anybody. So but yeah, I've been doing yoga and it's been making things clearer. Maybe you or someone in the chat could tell me what is going on. Thank you. I don't have any pics of myself on my computer, but here's my Instagram. I am an Aries sun, Aquarius moon, and Leo rising. That is so dope. Shout out to all the Aries, Aquarius, and Leos in the chat. Yeah, I agree with Nitro. And from what a bunch of other people said, like I think you might be psychic for real, girl. Like you might have a little inclination to the other side because too many things are matching up. Now, with that being said, definitely get a journal, do some grounding, right? Some meditation. Yoga is a very good start. But you sent this to me a long time ago, so I would love to see like where you are today, what your skill level's at today. Has any more stuff happened? Maybe what your pastor said could be true in the sense like people, instead of being fearful of you and your gifts and stuff, they'll actually come to you for help on like a shaman type of time, right? So, hey, you never know. You never know. Well, not shaman, but you know, like advice. You know how people will come and say like, hey, should I get married to this person? Hey, will my child be okay? Will I make this journey safely? I'm pretty sure they'll ask you stuff like that. But I agree with Nisi. You have to trust yourself. That is the only way you will be able to excel. Do not shrink yourself to make the average person that does not have your abilities comfortable. That makes no sense. Not looking people in the eyes and shit. Don't do that. Don't let these people shrink you like that. Because watch, they're going to need you. They're going to be scared at first. And then they'll come around, girl. And then they'll come around. Right. And then, right, you'll have a real good, solid opinion for them, too. You won't be all clouded with all these other people's BS. T. But yeah, that is all I got for my spooky stories today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I did. Again, if you guys want your stories on my stream, all you have to do is email me right here at tribetea@shopvoodoochild.com. It's the same rules. I did make a little video on Twitch for the Twitch people because they don't have the same YouTube rules that y'all got. So, but Same rules. The only thing is I can read longer stories now because I have more days that I'm going live. So it works out. But yeah, make sure you guys send in your spooky stories if you guys want to send some in because I got time. I got time. So